Cut Filipino guy?
Cut Filipino motherfucker. I mean, like, he's got like a tight ass shirt on. It's like black with some designs, but it's just cut ass.
Yeah.
Tiny Filipino guy shows up, and Lucas, the Wesker, goes, Joel, what's up? And Joel's like, now, let me describe Joel. He doesn't talk. He will grunt, nod, look at you. But when he does talk, it is poignant, it is meant to be, and it's more than likely going to add on to your joke in a way that you're like, that's what I meant to say the whole time. You're right. That's good.
Okay.
Or otherwise, the only thing you do is if you say his name, he'll look at you and, or he'll, yay! This tricep victory stance, and he'll put like an H with a yay. Yeah. So, and he does it like every time you point at him or say his name, it's like, Joel, yay! So that was the beginning of the Joel faction of the Mean Face group.
Okay.
So we just, and I was literally calling us both of them. And then we get this one chick who shows up, hits a guy from Bleach, and I learned some things about her. She seems to trust me absolutely. She's pansexual, and she also hasn't slept for 3 days. And by the way, she's suffering auditory hallucinations.
Wow, that's what happens when you don't sleep for 3 days.
Actually, she was cool as hell with me. I thought she was cool. I'm like, if you're this wild and this whacked out when you're like this, what do you like when you get some sleep?
Yeah.
So and of course she has her boyfriend Chris, who's also another Bleach character. Kind of a semi-controlling thing going on with them, but if they're happy with it, whatever. So that's the assembled group, of the Avengers have assembled. We're loud, we're getting crazy, we're having a good time. Yay!
And you're Nick Fury.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And eventually, though, somebody from the manga library comes over, one of the volunteers, and I could have sworn she was that spaghetti girl from Friday. And she's all like, excuse me, but you're being too loud. Can you please? And I didn't say, bitch, what about the Homestucks? What about the ham steaks? When they were losing it.
Yeah.
But we were like, it's cool. And even Lucas mentioned, you got Lucas and Chris, by the way. Chris was Slade. Lucas, the best way to describe him is a younger white version of me with more randomness and less. Whereas when I'm just loud and I'm coming off of my shotgun bullshit, he's a Gatling gun of bullshit.
Wow.
And then you got Chris, who's like the opposite. He's like really kind of quiet, but he's not as quiet as Joel. He'll talk. He'll rumble about what he likes.
Okay.
Yeah, tall motherfuckers. So I realized 10 minutes later we're loud again. It's one of those things where you can't stop the thunderbolt. So I'm like, guys, we better go. And Lucas is like, yeah, we don't want to get kicked out. So we get up, I secure my shit, got the flagpole, and we're like, oh! We haul ass down the fucking hallway, just stomping and shit. A bunch of people dressed in black, looking mad. Mean face group. And they show me that there's more than one room of an arcade. There's 2. There's 3 altogether. So they're chilling accident with what I thought was a racing game. I go into the other one, realize, Project Justice, or Rival Schools. Yeah. So I'm busting out Rival Schools, get my ass kicked by Bowman, because I hate Bowman. I can whoop ass in Kyosuke all day, but Bowman gives me troubles. So eventually I go back, and I'm just like, what's up, guys? And the Hits Guy girl is all like, where were you? I missed you. And I'm like, oh, you make me feel welcome. And I realize, holy shit, they're playing Virtual On. Holy shit, they're playing Virtual On, dude. They got a full-blown cabinet. Yeah. They don't have the Las Vegas one where it's like encloses you completely, but it's still.
Yeah, it's still legit. Yeah.
Oh, it is. Oh, dude, it is so hype. It is so. Ooh, and Lucas is whooping everybody's ass. Yeah, this kid is good. I jump in with Temujin, the regular Ryu Ken starter.
Yeah.
And it takes me 2 tries, but I went on the 3rd. But by then I had said that's my last game. And so basically, me and the Hits Guy girl go to get some refreshment because they got free water, and I'm doing that water. And I realize there's a long ass line, and I'm like, wait, this is the Beast of Hetalia Hentai Cafe, isn't it? And they're like, a Beast of Hentai Cafe, and I hear it, yeah. And I'm looking at it, and I'm going, what goes down in there? And supposedly it's Beast motif telling dirty jokes while you sip tea and eat a cookie. Pretty much like all the other host cafes they've been doing. I'm like, you know what? Unless I'm going to get my grind on, I'm out. I got to go to sleep and get ready for tomorrow, because tomorrow's the bazaar.
That doesn't suit the title at all.
Yeah. So I tell the guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow, They got my cards. They all know me. Go get my rest on. Wake up. Get my grub on. Hell, I got 3rds that day just because I knew I'm going to need it. Yeah. And I did.
On Sunday?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Sunday came. So Sunday, I first show up at because that's when I was going to get the 6-foot-tall geisha blonde panel. But first, I went to the anime debate panel.
Okay.
There is Dan, and there is like 5 other people that I've seen for the past 2 days who know me by voice. So anyway, I sit down quietly because it's a debate, and it's me. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's fire and gasoline, my nigga. That's like you might as well throw the match and kill everybody.
Okay.
So I sit down. Dan turns to me around and sees me, and he goes, "Oh, do you have an opinion?" I'm like, "You don't want me to have an opinion. I was gonna sit here quietly. You know what? This is your fault." The only topic I remember, I pretty much jumped on everything though. The moment he opened it up to everybody else, I jumped on it everywhere. Swayed a lot of votes too. And hey, debate. It's not who's the best. It's who's the loudest. It's actually
carries the biggest stick. Right.
Let me whip it out. So, ka-thump. Oh, what was it? If I may quote from the Twisted mashup, and then Dash heard two thumps. One was the fake unicorn horn, and the second was the Puka's already turgid and becoming erect penis. Puka.
That just happened.
Twisted mashup. It's coming out in the Omnibus Generalis, or the Twisted Fairy Tales mashup anthology when that comes up.
There you go.
So, anyway, so they're all looking back at me. Like, when I first showed up, they're looking back at me going, oh, shit, he's going to bring it. And I brought it. The only topic I remember was Sephiroth versus Kefka. That was it.
Okay.
In which, of course, the guy who I thought he was a Fedorian, but no, he was dressed up as Goemon. And it looked good.
Okay.
Like, he actually had the best line. And I'm like, even though I jumped in, I had to point blank give him credit. I'm like, dude, that is the best line. By the way, Kefka had more wings. That is some straight ending a rap battle bullshit with that right there. Kefka had more wings. So I passed out my cards. They remembered me, and I'm like, okay. So I went to go kick it in the roleplay room just to see what's up. Went to go kick it in the manga room, the manga library. That's when I found out I had those chunk of cards. I then decided, oh shit, I'm late. I noticed I'm late. So I head over to the 6-foot geisha. There is everybody from the anime debates. Everybody was at the same panel. So at one point in time, now I'm sitting in the back, but at one point in time, I had to make a question. You know, that was because she was talking about Japan and how wonderful it is. And naturally, even though I'm positive, I still got to bring it real. So I'm like, how was it for you to assimilate into a culture that was so xenophobic? You know, how was it? She gave a really...
She was white.
Very. She gave a really honest... And she's that voice actress, once again.
My girl.
She gave a real honest answer, though.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, just
this is real talk. I like this.
She was straight
talk.
about it. Like, it's like America and it's like any place else. There's moments where, as a kid growing up, it sucked. Because she would be playing ball with one kid one day, and then the next day, oh, I can't play with the Gaijin kid. You know? That shit kind of hurts.
It's real.
Yeah. So there was that. So, and then I completed my set with her. All 4 voice actors have received a card.
Mission complete.
Mission complete! Yay! Joel Faction, baby.
Insert
mean
Final
face
Fantasy Win theme song. Yeah.
I actually did the da 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 da.
I'm gonna edit that in.
Awesome. Yeah. So now is the time. Of course, I'm half an hour early, so I go out, get my books, get the box, and I'm just gonna wait in the lobby, and then finally
your munitions.
Yeah, at 1 o'clock, I bring the box full of books, and even though the previous panel left, and this is like a big workshop area, mind you. Nobody has done anything with the chairs, which are in a Death Circle. That was the name of the panel, some Homestuck thing. Mm-hmm. Nobody. So me and a few other vendors who had shown up, we start maneuvering the whole room, and I'm in the corner. Now that's a bad marketing strategy to a point, but I needed something to hold because I don't have a bracket. I need something to hold the flag, so that's the way I figured it. Just clang, and plus it wasn't like there was a lot of vendors anyway, which are our artists, the Artist Bazaar. But there was this one Asian chick. The mom was cute, but her teenage daughter was Misa Misa. So I'm like over here going, I gotta stay away from that. And it's cool that she didn't like me because that made it easier for me to ignore her. Because I'm like over here cracking wise. And then you got, if I may plug, somebody who would eventually invite me to this one. I think it's Comic-Con come January.
Okay.
Cutie Bites.
Whoa.
If you wanted to show that up, they do all sorts of cute stuff. Now it's weird because their humor, that's Jake and Miranda. Their humor bounces off of mine. Well, Jake is silent as all hell, but Miranda has got that cutting wit. And it's like, you know how I get it. The sharper you are, the more rubber I am. So it's like, we're just having a good time. And it doesn't really start until some of the people are coming in and I'm doing my spiel. And after I'm done, people take cards, we don't buy anything. And I'm like, by all means, don't forget to check out my neighbors. They're good people.
Yeah.
And she's just sitting there and she's like, what makes you think I'm good? And I'm like, aren't you? She's like, yeah, but who are you to judge me? And I'm all like, I'm me. So, and it goes from there. Like, all day long, she's, like, cutting, and in a good way and, you know, and mean way, but in the way of that I would do it mean way. Yeah. So, we realize that, you know, our humor is really similar. So, it's just fun all day. The Asian mommy is, like, just fucking laughing. I look over every now and then, she's, like, laughing.
Because she probably finally has met her match. You know what I'm saying? Like, because her mom's probably like, wow, she's kind of mean to, like... And then now she's like, someone's giving her shit back.
Yeah. Oh, and Miranda was just... We were digging each other.
Yeah.
So much so that they invited me, like I said, to share a table with them.
Yeah.
A $300 table at this convention. So I am expecting thousands of motherfuckers to step up and find me.
All right.
Because I barely sold one. Now, admittedly, throughout all the day, I had my spiel down, though, straight up. If I may. Hey, yo. You into action, adventure, urban fantasy novellas? You like reading about people hitting each other, but with a good storyline still? I write The Good Fight. Thomas Dooder, author, pointing to the flag, author of The Things. Hey, if you're into this kind of stuff, it says, what was it? See, now I'm all because but I was great there. I was perfect. You know,
you're in the zone.
Yeah. I was so in the zone, dude. But it was basically, I write great violence with a better storyline. Scratch that. Better violence with a great storyline. Magic, monsters, misfits, morons, mayhem, martial arts, misfits, all and more. You know, and then I would present the display I got. You can buy this one for $8, this one for $10. You can buy them both for $16, $15 for cosplayers. You can read the back, see if you like it, and I even have a loaner book. I also have misprints. And hey, if you can't afford it, which a lot of people couldn't, take a card on me. It's a free download. I learned personally that apparently my free download thing is actually a lot better than I thought. It's one of those things where apparently nobody else, no published writer, indies do it all the time though.
Okay.
You know, but just to freely give it out there like I do, it's free on Smashwords, free on Amazon, Taboo 0, you know, the Generalist, free forever, as it says on the card. Yeah, I live up to that. You know I'm a man of my word. You know I'm a man of extreme, obscenely obsessive principle, and free forever means for fucking ever. If I have my druthers, if unless somebody buys it out away from me and then fucking goes, no longer free, I'm still going to launch a one-man campaign to ensure that shit stays free. Now, here's the thing. All those postcards that disappeared from Manga Library, but I got the cards back, people took them. People were taking the cards everywhere. There was people looking for me. They stepped up to me talking about, hey, what's the mystery of it? I saw the flag. It's the postcard, right? I never even thought about that. I thought it was just a separate thing, but it ended up being a real connected thing. People came to my bazaar, and I even sold some books.
It's called a symbol.
Yeah, my brand.
Yeah.
The logo. That's the mean face logo. And people were actually buying and finding me because they were connecting the postcards, which no explanation, just they'll find a postcard randomly in a place, me, to the flag. And they just came up and either took a card, talked to me about it, they at least listened to the spiel, or they bought the book. Oh, also, somebody from Industrial Credit Union downloaded my book too over the weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
He was thinking about it. He didn't even do it from that. He just looked up Thomas Dooder, author of The Things.
Oh, nice.
Boom. Googled.
You just got Googled?
I got Googled, baby.
Googled.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, there is some stuff I've left out, but time.
Yeah.
Now, there is one thing though. Once again, opportunity knocking, and I got to tell you at least these 3 stories before we wind up. So it's the end of the day. It's 4:30. Oh, no, that was it. Mean Face group showed up without Joel, so no Joel faction. But the Mean Face group showed up, and they even helped me out because I had to use the restroom. That's another thing I learned. I'm the only motherfucker at my table.
Yeah.
I'm paranoid as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm doing the dance.
About to get looted.
Yeah, but when I come back though, there's a small group around them, and Lucas is trying my lines.
Yeah.
But he's not. But so
he's not you, so you can't do it.
Well, he's trying, and he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
But so I step up, and I'm like, hey. Is that the Generalist by that awesome author, Thomas Dooder, author of The Things?
Nice.
Everyone gets a laugh. I get up in there. I do the line, and I didn't connect 2 and 2 together yet. I hear, so that's how you say it. Because I do the spiel, you know.
Yeah.
And Chris tells me, you know, on the side, he was trying, but he wasn't saying it right.
Yeah.
But, you know, he was trying, and he kept their attention. I still gave away cards for him. Chris and Lucas, Mean Face Group, Hitsugaya, all y'all motherfuckers, much love. I'll catch you guys at the next con. Y'all should have my cards. Y'all should have found me by now, motherfuckers. So there's that. So now it's 4:30 and everyone's breaking down early. I've been talking to Cutesy Bites. They're breaking down. They invite me out to I think it's Emerald City Comic Con.
Okay.
It's some convention worth $300. They even suggested that I sell to the retro game cons. That I would probably have a better chance selling books there too. So I'm looking into that. Because of now, I'm already gonna be looking to my con tour schedule next year. But because of them, I'm really gonna do it. I'm gonna try and kick it with them because they're good peoples. Apparently, it's a good, and I've heard this before too. It's good practice to have 2 different tables next to each other. You know, so they're selling cutesy shit and I'm selling uber manly shit. You know what I mean? So everyone's gone except for this artist across the way. But I look at the center tables and I realize it's right in front of the door, which I should have been in the beginning. And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I have like 5 minutes. And the place is gonna close down at 5 o'clock. And I'm like, it'll only give me 10 minutes of a sale. But you know what? Womp 'em. Within 2 minutes after me getting all the tables set up, a family walks in, a lady and like 3 kids dressed up as Homestucks, and somebody who's dressed up as CL Phantom Hive.
Okay.
The The fancy CL Phantom Hive, really well done too. All of them were good, but still. But there was this little chick. She was like, I thought she was 13. She ended up being 16. You know, cutest little thing. Like, you know, it's just like, there's sexy, and then there's this. Oh, she was like kittens asleep next to a fireplace, cute. You know, she comes up to the table. She's like, "What's cute. This about?" So, and I'm like. I'm going to tell her about the most violent bullshit that you could read anywhere. 'Cause, by the way, this weekend proved, that's another thing. I had several authors step up. I went to an authors panel, talked to him a little bit. He told me I'm doing the right thing because he's a manga rewriter and an independent publisher himself. So, you know, except he uses his own contacts and such. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to fault him for that. He's up here. I'm Digital Underground with Humpty Dump. I'm Tupac Shakur in the background. Okay. The hologram. So the one of the writers, even one of the amateur writers, flat out told people, you know, you are looking at the future of the greatest, you know, violence writer in the Pacific Northwest. I have to point out, I'm like, the world. You know, it was a great moment. So, like I said, I tell her, I give her the spiel, I tell her about it, and she just flat out, I mean, it's not like I wasn't expecting her to not like it, because, you know, I'm equal opportunity. Hey, there's badass bitches as well as badass bros in my game, in my book, in my world. Mm-hmm. As long as you're a badass, that's what matters. Not your gender, not your belief, not what the fuck you think. You can be as durka as you want. You can be as Christian as you want. You can be as Jehovah's Witness, whatever the sound they make, as you want.
That's the sound they make.
I should have thought of that.
You like that?
Yeah.
That was good.
Like oh, that's good. That's good. So, but you know, still, she's just so cute, and I'm like, she's not gonna like this. She's dressed in a Homestuck kit. You know, she's not. And then the first words out of her mouth is, "It sounds so cool," and I'm like, yeah. So, you know, it's like, hey, you dig this? Fine. So I'm like, you know what? Normally $16, normally it's $15 for cosplayers, but I'm about to break down. So how about $13? Yeah. And so she's like, yeah, and then goes back to her family, and I'm just like, well, okay, whatever. So I kick back, you know, and I realized, I thought she was just going to leave and then whatever. And I realized she's talking to her family. So I'm like, oh, okay. So they all come over and we talk. I'm talking to the mom. She buys the 2 books. I sign them. I'm like, here, let me sign them for you. She goes, oh, okay. Like, she was like completely just going to buy them unsigned. Mm-hmm. Girl, hey, if you're watching this, you made my day that day. Suffice it to say, and yeah, I made some sales, but still, you made my day. I signed that for you, homegirl.
Duder's hero.
For real. Yeah. For real. Oh, big shout out to Nay, if she's watching this right now, from Goodreads. She saved my writing life once. At the time, I wanted a fan that was like me. Wait, are you doing the music? Possibly.
I could.
A fan like me who goes out of their way that when they like somebody, they'll visit everything they do. And I'm a busy man. I'm all over the place. I'm at Sofa King News. I'm at Bit Trauma. I got my own blogs. I got the Goodreads blog. I'm writing 9 to 5. More like 11 to 5 job, but still, you know, I use the time constructively. Like here, you know, I got the Hooligans. I got the Rough House, which I still need to do. Y'all get the point. I'm busy, but I like it. I've always wanted a fan who will go out of their way and find everything, even Anubis unit, you know? And she did. So, nay. I got some special for you once the dual launch party starts. So anyway, so girly girl. So I hook her up. I talk to the kids, and eventually they take off. But I realized if I hadn't moved in front of that door at the time that I did, I would have missed out on that sale. So like I said, I was learning a lot.
Proximity.
I'm not a salesman.
It's about proximity.
That too. But also timing. Just if I hadn't taken the opportunity to do that.
Timing, all those take into factor, man. Yeah. Marketing and business. That's it. Right now, you can be the best author, but if you don't have a business plan, it's rough.
Time to alienate some of your fans. 50 Shades of Grey and Twilight. If it wasn't for the fact that both of them, 50 Shades of Grey was bad in that it's a horrible book, horribly written, not even real BDSM. But her husband is a fucking marketing exec. So naturally she's going to be in the top 10. Right. He's fucking padding that shit.
What I like to add is that I have a lot of friends that do read, and they read often. And 50 Shades of Grey, from them, I've never read it.
I've read some of it, and it's horrible.
They said that it's a poorly written book.
It is,
and it's just like hard to read, not in a good way.
Yeah. Another thing I don't appreciate or approve of also is whenever a published known author comes to the digital side, where I started digital. Everybody does, you know? Eventually I went to CreateSpace, and it took me days of formatting and crunching through it and whatnot. But whenever these guys do it, and then when they do it, like for instance, I hate to say it, but Terry Goodkind, the Sword of Truth, one of the books was given away digitally for free, and the thing was formatted so badly, it was incredible. It's like, what? Who the fuck did you? I could have done this for cheaper for you.
Right.
What the hell? I would have done it for free for Terry Goodkind.
Yeah, for credit. Yeah.
For fuck that, for Sword of Truth, just so I can say it. Parties, the truth.
Sword of Truth.
I don't even need credit. I just want to be able to say, yeah, I formatted Terry Goodkind.
All right. It's cool.
For real, you know? But, so anyway. So suffice it to say, I wouldn't have made that sale if I hadn't stuck around.
Yeah.
So, it's finally time to wrap up. The place isn't going to end until 7:30, the closing ceremony. So I bring my box and my stuff and my money. Money! I made money that day. So I'm like, that's parking. I was trying to calculate. And ultimately, I basically made, if you don't count the money that I spent immediately on either food or parking, which was the major deal killer right there, I made about $126 there alone.
Nice. But you made most of it on the third day.
Yes.
Okay.
I made all of it on the third day.
So there you go.
I still have 2 stories, though. Okay. So I'm at my car. I got stuff in there, the flag, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, you know, what happened earlier was really random. What if we shook up the box a little bit, get some numbers going, and go in there and see if I can make one more sale? I go in there, I'm looking around, looking for my mark, and I realize, not my mark, but you know, my target.
He's thirsty.
Oh, I'm thirsty.
Yeah, he's thirsty.
And I realize, holy shit, I know this guy. There's this, like, butterbean thick bald dude.
Okay.
Bald white dude walking past, and I'm like, hey, what's up, my man? And he goes, hey. He remembers me from the debate. And I remember him from the debate. Cool. Okay. The debate and the 6 Foot Guy Ship panel.
Okay.
So I'm like, hey, I'm just in here trying to make one last sale. I got my closeout sale of $13 for both books. He goes, sold, I'll buy them. And I'm like, sight unseen. So now we do take 30 minutes, and now I did sell it to him, but we took 30 minutes and I told him a lot about what I'm about, and I gave him the Flame Elemental sample. If you guys want, I can do that here too, later on. Okay. So and now he was telling me about the Monster Hunter books, and that was one of his favorite authors because the guy's like a gun nut. And he goes, after I told him about the Flame, this is just the Flame Elemental sample, mind you, not even the full battle. But he's like, dude, you sound like you're basically that guy for Melee, and I'm like, that is the best compliment I've gotten today, like ever in this con. It was like a really good feeling. And his name, by the way, Life, Lief. Apparently, his father and his cousin got into or his father and his father's brother got into a thing where who can name their son the most like long distance or not long but weirdest name that'll still pass. Yeah. His cousin won. I don't even remember how he won.
Well, isn't Life like Scandinavian?
Actually, yeah, and the guy was Scandinavian himself. Okay. So yeah, that kind of, you know, he knew what the lutefisk. Yeah. Yeah. So sight unseen, $13 sale. So I'm going home. I'm walking now. Now I had a little trouble getting out because the cash thing for the parking ticket failed. So I had to go get no credit card only. So I have to go to valet, and they helped me out and whatnot. So I don't drive very well at night. Okay. Especially on the freeway. I'm pretty bad around here, but on the freeway, I'm like just grandma driver, get around me, getting all mad and shit. I ended up in fucking Bothell.
How the fuck did you get?
I don't know, and I don't like Bothell. They don't have the right turns. All I wanted to make was a left turn. I have to go all the way the fuck up here, and then I get caught. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what, fuck it. And I realize there's no U-turn signal, or no U-turn thing. You know, the no U-turn sign. So I make that U-turn, bust a UE, go home. I'm like around exit 172, and you know what? I'm like, I'm gonna want Carl's Jr. I need Carl's Jr. Okay. There ain't no Carl's Jr. on exit 172, so there's a Wendy's. But no, that used to be when I was going to Seattle for my knee. Yeah. That was where you can get the cheapest gas. Was on exit 172 at a particular Shell, I do believe, between Bellingham and Seattle. That's the cheapest gas. Okay. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to Wendy's, even though the small voice in the back of my head says, "We got a Wendy's at Bellingham. Let's go home." I'm like, you know what? Let's go to Wendy's. So I get there, and there's this fine sister. Oh my god, she's all up in the drive-thru, just hella hot. So I'm like tiredly telling her about what's going on. She's like, "Oh, what's up? 'Cause you look tired." And I'm like, I'm coming up from AkiCon. I've been selling books. "Oh, you're a writer?" "Yeah, I'm a writer." "Oh, what you into? What you do?" I give her the spiel. And I'm like, you know, now I'm so tired that I didn't think to sell it to her right then and there. But I'm like, you know what? Let me just get you a card and you can get a download. I left my backpack in the back seat, and I'm like, you know what? Let me come inside. I'll just shit. So it dawns on me as I park, you know what? I could possibly get a sale from this. So flagpole,
thirsty,
backpack, and I walk in. Oh, I was thirsty, all right. Hottest fucking blonde I've seen in a while. In the front. Okay. So I got both I got the manager, the black girl, and the white girl, and I'm doing my thing. I'm entertaining them. I almost killed the black girl. She's like holding herself, laughing, breathless at one point in time. Even her crew are looking at her, going, "Holy shit!" And now the blonde girl doesn't really read, but she has friends, so of course. So I give her the cards, and the black girl buys the 2 books for $13.
Nice.
That paid for my dinner plus $5. So I'm like, random sale. And then I gave a card away to somebody else, but it was just like, I get home, and now here's the thing. I get home, and I mentioned earlier, I'm one of the anime correspondents over at SofaKingNews.com. And nice. I see 2 things on my Facebook, because that's the first thing I do is I'm going to hit my girl up, have her call me. And I see something from Bonafide Jones, my editor, over at Sofa King News. And apparently Saturday I had the most page views or whatever for my introductory article, 200 views. Sunday I had 600. I didn't let it get to my head. I didn't let it get to my head because I'm me, and I'm just like, you know how I am.
Triple.
Yeah. You know how I am. I'm like, no, I ain't gonna let that shit get to my head because honestly, my ego's big enough.
Right.
Seriously, ain't none bigger than my ego.
Not his penis.
At least 3 of them.
Okay, there we go.
Penis tentacles. So anyway. So I don't even know what that was. So
anyway,
so I'm like typing on there. I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. So yeah, but I did just drop a. Although he's gonna, I can't even talk about it really. I got something. Bonafide might have something to post over at Sofa King News for me for Valentine's Day. It's that good, and I know you'll approve once you check it out because you baby GQAznREALTALK.
I'm me. That's all I can be.
Be all that you can be. Anyway, so that was that. I talked to my girl, passed the fuck out, and went to work the next day.
Like it was all a dream.
No, like I was groggy as a motherfucker. I was so groggy. I should have called in sick. But honestly, I'm already cutting on rent, so...
For sure, like, con time is a lot of hard work.
Yeah, and the fact that I couldn't sell all the books...
Yeah.
Yeah, but hopefully that'll change the reset games.
I'm telling you, man. It's all about
5
exposure.
Times 13, that's
well, do you have stuff set up where they can order it online?
Yes, actually. Dude, it's all right there. Okay. Actually, you know what?
I'll post it up on...
There you go. If you just go to my website, thepenismysword.com, I know what it looks like.
Glorious.
Yes. And it really penetrates the mind.
See what you did there.
But did they? But is it in your ear yet? That's the only thing about this camera is that it's set so high. Normally at Aces, you can see me making motions to my junk. Here you can't.
It's all good. Yeah, it's like it's right now we're in the middle of transition. Like, have you noticed I haven't even started on season 2?
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Yeah, so it's because we want season 2 to be pretty good. So I've been writing it.
Hey, did you ever do anything with Ace while I was gone?
I was telling him I was actually messaging him. I was like, hey man, I got an idea.
I saw that.
But he never got back to me. So
he must have been busy. Well, Sunday, don't forget.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So it's okay.
So that, in a nutshell. Now there's some stuff I might have forgotten, but I actually have it written down, and I will be writing out an article about this just for my blogs.
Cool. Yeah, you send me the link. I'll definitely put it up.
But thepenismysword.com, it leads you to all my digital downloads. The CreateSpace downloads. Now, CreateSpace is where you can buy the physical copy. Or if you're into Bellingham, go to Reset Games, buy yourself some game. That's where I got the $2.50 review from. And the haze was from these jerks.
Yeah. Have you seen that Asian kid and I's review of Ride to Hell?
I did. I didn't see it all because I was focused on AkiCon, but I was at the part where you guys were in a warehouse somewhere beating the shit out of it, and you were mentioning he looks so mad. He's like fake mad or something like that.
Did you watch?
And he went with the wrench.
Did you watch the first part?
I think that might have been the second part.
We were just like all of a sudden banging that girl.
What?
You don't remember that? Oh, you
gotta
watch.
I need to see that shit.
Watch part 1.
I will. I will now.
Yeah.
I will.
It's awful. It's so awful. It's hilarious.
Speaking about awful, you can also get my Zazzle on that buy all the things segment.
Cool.
No, seriously, dude. One of the hoodies or one of the shirts says, "I bet you moan like an angel," and on the back it says, "I hope you're quad gonadal too."
They've been big words,
Balls.
man. Big words.
Bounteous.
That's some big words.
For the record, I don't give a fuck if you're looking at this, the amateur writer that hit me up. I don't give a fuck if you're looking at this right the fuck now. For one thing, this is the real me, not Positive Thomas. This is that bastard from Bellingham, not Thomas Duder, author of the things. And I'm telling you that, yes, bounteous is a fucking word. He actually point blank said, use all our words that aren't used a lot. And I'm like, I'm me. Seriously, it's not like I use big fucking words in the story.
In the end, how many books have you sold?
I wouldn't say it to that guy. No. He'll sell books. He's a good kid. I like what I heard. He's going to do good. If he can get off his ass and write, not set up for a year and a half.
That's the thing, though. It's like, you can talk all you want.
Now, how many books did I sell? What's 1/3 of 50? Or actually, 1/3 of 60. I mean, 20. was roughly
20
I
more books
sold
than he sold.
20 more books than certain people sold. But
I'm not picking on the guy.
Oh, I know.
It's real talk.
I know.
Real talk now.
Yeah.
No,
but it's one of those things where it was a great experience. And it was a great feeling. The very first sale I made at the bazaar, not even those first other two times, it was like, this is it. This is what I'm here for.
This is what you've been like working at.
Money!
You know, like
filthy lucre.
all the sacrifices, all the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes, and even though it was... Now, I ended up making a little bit more than $126, but still, I only ended up with like $79 after all is said and done. Yeah. You know, dinner, I got some drinks.
Man, you know what? Here's the thing. It's like, it's an introductory, mission.
Yes.
So now that and you look at the post, you had 200 views, then all of a sudden the third day at 600.
And that was just from an article. But it was like a whole combination of good things.
But what I'm saying is that if you sold 20 books, now you're gonna sell 60.
Hopefully.
But you got to give it time.
Well, the other thing is also this other connection. Now, I was told that AkiCon, the bazaar, and everything would have like 1,000 people there. I did not see 1,000 people. Maybe 300 to 500.
Yeah.
But that's still
1,000 people. Total.
All I needed was 25 people to buy my books. Buy a pair each. Yeah. So, and some of the people did say they would buy later. Lucas, for instance, the Hitsugaya woman had spent $500 on posters before she met me. So it's like, why did you tell me this now?
Yeah, for sure.
Where were you earlier?
Sure.
But so they're probably gonna buy, and it's not as if. Okay, this may sound like I'm touting myself a little bit much. You notice I'm looking over here first, and it's like because I'm used to seeing the screen and seeing the camera. Nah, I'm not touting myself too. Oh, I love that. Yes, there we go. Damn, my ass hurt. Sitting on this, I'm sitting on that box, wood. And it's like,
sitting on that wood.
Usually, I have my slaves do this, not me.
Anyway, go ahead.
So anyway, what was I talking about?
I don't know.
All I can think about now is Sprite. Fuck, we're gonna look back on this and be like, oh, that's what I was talking about. Suffice it to say, I needed 25 people to buy a pair each. Oh no, that was it. And you know, there's people who took the cards, and I honestly believe they're gonna buy, whether it be digitally or otherwise. The digital price is like $2.99 for the old ones, and the newest ones are always $1.50. And if you there's a certain thing where if you use a certain phrase, you'll get a 25% discount. So for some of these people, they gotta jump on that. You know what I mean? And some of the people are gonna want the physical copy. I don't mind that either. They're gonna have to pay it at the full price.
Yeah, maybe both.
Yeah, they're gonna have to pay it at the full fucking price though. They ain't getting no AkiCon, no cosplay, no $13. Oh hell no, you getting $18, bitch. You should have hit me up at AkiCon when you had the chance.
Yeah, signed too.
Signed, yes. Yeah. Fucking signed.
Discount and signed by the author. What kind of better deal can you get?
Yeah, and it's not as if that was it, touting my own horn. It's not as if I am coming over here saying I'm the best in the world.
He's not.
I am saying I am the best violence writer. I am the best writer of a good fight. Hell, really quick. This is gonna be a 4-parter.
Okay.
The fire elemental sample.
Okay.
Suffice it to say, okay, I'm not gonna tell you the setting or who or what.
Sure, give us a little tease before we close this up.
You got Dash, the troll gene, the troll gene partner, fighting the fire elemental, who's a fire fucking elemental, and there's 2 mages. The fire elemental's beating his ass because, you know, trolls are weak to fire, amongst other things. Yeah. So whooping his ass and then tosses him across the room, and he slams into the kitchen, pots and pans rain on him, and the fire elemental turns to go take on the 2 mages and go eat them, when suddenly you hear a clang clang, yo, flick my bick! And he turns around, and you can practically hear the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as he slowly unfurls from the pots and pans holding 2 massive cast iron skillets. He clangs them together. Yo, come on! Or let's dance or something like that. It brachiates towards him. You know how an 8 moves with its knuckles? It brachiates towards him, and I love this line. I've already used this twice in the series, and I'll use it again sometime too.
Here it comes.
So when suddenly its perception is wrenched violently, 90 degrees, as it flies to the other end of the kitchen. He clangs it together, activating the artifact frying pans that Frank, his partner, made as a joke. He made him 2 frying pans because Dash is the chef of the 2, and he made them heat resistant.
Wow. Look at that.
Boosh! Yeah, and he forgot about it because the troll gene, he's constantly regenerating. Right. But also, a regenerating brain means bad long-term memory, if not none. So
I didn't know that.
He forgot about that. Yeah, actually, now that's something I researched or heard about a long time ago.
That's just accurate as fuck.
Yeah, because the brain is, I think memories are because of decay or some shit like that. I might be wrong, but you never know. Yeah.
Bro did his research, though.
More than
I have. Shit.
Actually, you know, there's this one scene where once again there's a free fall going on, free fall battle.
Okay.
Actually, the Battle of Brownstone was the very first write up of the Generalist I did, just to see how many people liked it over off of my blog, and that's what spurred me on to do the Generalist. Okay. So yeah, and that one I had to really talk to a lot of people about whether or not can physics do this. Like you got Frank, he used the overdrive twice to soften his body and increase his flexibility or whatever. So he's like knees on the guy, slams into the ground. So that was the thing. He slowed down time enough for his own perceptions that his body can withstand the shock, using the other guy as a landing pad. As far as I know, that can into physics, but I might be wrong. And either way, right. It's a fucking fiction. So what the fuck? So
you can only get as real as it can. That's all I'm saying. So.
And my shit's pretty far out there. Neo Tokyo RP was wild. Neo LA is a fucking head trip. And I didn't even tell anybody about the guns that I use, like Mr. Beefy. Or
that serves for a different time and story.
Or the fucking Roadbuster, which is, I mean, have you read about the Roadbuster?
I don't know anything about this.
Dude, what? You got the download. I've given you the card, you ass.
You know, like, I swear you gave that to me months ago, and I don't know what.
Oh my god, it's a free download. Hell,
I don't know what time and mind frame I've been, dude. I've been busy.
You have a point. You do have a point.
Like, you know, you're busy. I'm busy. You know what I'm saying?
We're busy.
We got stuff.
Not with each other though. Yeah. Well, right now. So that in a nutshell is all I can really think about. That's the.
All right. Here's the part where you go ahead and shamelessly tell us everything about what viewers need to find, how to find you.
Oh, how to find. I was about to say action adventure urban. Wrong spiel. Type into Google Thomas Duder, author of the things, The Generalist, Taboo 0, Taboo 1. You can also go to thepenismysword.com, and you'll probably have a better time going there anyway. I worked pretty hard on that website. There's still a lot I gotta do. I couldn't finish off some of it. Like, all it is text. It doesn't really... But it looks still really cool, so I'm good with that. You know, I just figured out how to do a current news fucking blog in the front page, so yeah. So thepenismysword.com is the best place to hit me up. Otherwise, facebook.com/author of the things. And in fact...
you have a Twitter?
I do. That Bastard FB.
Okay.
As in Facebook. That Bastard FB. Or from Bellingham. Actually, you can catch me at... there's a segment of my website called Find Me. And that's all my social media right there. Mm-hmm. Everything you really need to know about me or catch me at is there at thepenismysword.com. Now, funny story. We're going to be publishing very soon. Like this Friday, my editor's going to be done with Taboo 2, Misfits and Mayhem. And that's part 1 of the Mayhem arc. Dude, my finest violence is in this motherfucker. The fire elemental battle is in this motherfucker. Dude, the ending run where I have 5 major battles, like one after a fucking other, and they all fit in the storyline. You know, if anything I will toot my horn about is I have a great way of instilling real violence, real fight scenes in there with the storyline. So it's been, I've gotten reviews about that too, about how, you know, I'm able to, with such a limited amount of pages, deliver such a story, because these are novellas. You know, someday I am going to be upgraded to books, but right now you have The Generalist, which is my novella series, and then you have Killer 13, which is... we haven't even covered that. Killer 13, which is my short story series.
Okay.
And that one's for the art of it. Also, from The Pen is My Sword, you can hit up all 12 of my fucking blogs. You can find me at sofakingnews.com, at bittrauma, at facebook.com//bittrauma. You can catch me just about anywhere. Hell, pretty soon I'll be starting up, well, not pretty soon, but sometime this year, that's why I got my hair done, I'm going to be starting up my band, Anubis Unit again. Rebuild, Reconstructed, Revengeance.
I already like the title.
Well, dude, on The Pen is My Sword, on the blog known as The Pen is My Sword, mind you, that I have 2 of them. So. Mm-hmm. On the blog itself, which is my lit blog, and it's still my main lit blog, you can actually catch some of the lyrics of the songs that I did. And if you can find the Anubis Unit blog, you can even hear some of the shit we did. Right. Now, mind you, I was nervous as fuck on that thing. I wanted to stab the sound guy, I had my hand in my pocket, but still, the music really came through, though. And I was actually revisiting some of the songs just this morning, and yeah, I'm a fucking genius. I'm a fucking wordsmith. Fuck Kanye West. That nigga ain't got nothing on me. Shit.
Except like $90 million.
Fuck that. $90 million sucking a dick. You still sucked a dick to get the $90 million.
Oh, man.
You still swallowed the putts. It's okay. I'd swallow putts for $90 million too. I just wouldn't tell my parents. They don't need to know. Well,
on that note, there you have it, folks. Thomas Duder.
Do you got $90 million? I'll suck your dick.
That bastard from Bellingham.
Actually, it'll be somebody else that I paid to suck your dick and make you think it's me.
Well, my dude, that was amazing.
That was an hour and 38 minutes.
Yeah. Well,
was it good for you?
It was always.
No,
you know, like
bad sex show, dude.
Well, that's why I say every time, like, if we're gonna play D&D, you gotta be the DM.
No, I don't have the time.
Okay, I know, and I know that, but I'm saying I'm giving you that responsibility because you know how to tell a story.
Now, as the GM, if you really want to see how I GM'd, I think I gave you that link, didn't I?
Yeah, you already told me.
And I said it here too. NeoTokyoRP.
For sure.
Wiki.com.
But yeah, I'll put all the links on the bottom there.
And there's a lot.
There's a lot. Check him out. He's got lots of stuff, lots of media stuff that your senses can tingle on.
I am so fucking busy. Please, just give me money.
Just give him money.
I'm tired. I've worked beyond it. Come on. No, but actually, honestly, this weekend, even though I was all like, I proved I'm the greatest violence writer, and it's true, I felt like a real writer.
Good.
And it's one of those things where, no, I've been told by my girl, I've been told by my homeboys, Ace, Jade. Oh, by the way, yeah, one real quick shout out. Well, multiple. Professionally edited by Adele Simons in the UK. You can find her on my website, of course, or you might.
It will be all in the bottom.
Jade over at Jaded Shot Studios is the one who did all the covers, including that hand. That's my mug. That's my hand. Yeah. So, yeah, there you got it.
So, Thomas Duder and his crew. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next GQ Asian Talk. Peace.